We got 20 games, so we're 1/5 of the way completed. 20% of the competition's underway, and we're going to get our first look. PDW, his team's been out of camera view, but they're going to be right here in front of us, and it looks like they're going to take on our boys at InsideBowling.com. So we'll get a chance to cover that pair, and we'll let everybody get settled here on where they're going to be moving to. It looks like they're wasting no time. We've already got George Branham III up on the approach on 14, and action is going to continue and go right there. As Pete comes over.
Hi, everybody in Inside Bowling Land.
How you doing, Pete?
The team has done pretty good so far. It's sweep.
You guys are bowling great.
460-5-0, so we're pretty happy about this right now.
That's great, Pete.
Corey brought some new balls, so he's doing a lot better today.
That's great, bud.
Well, good.
So, hey, you and I got to have a conversation about Tuesdays.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know. It's a shot in the dark. I'm sorry. I have to, though. Take it easy on our inside bowling team, Pete. Take it easy on our boys over here.
Gonna whoop them.
Pete says he's gonna whoop up on the InsideBowling.com team. I think we're gonna come up with a new one. Who do you think we are? InsideBowling.com. He just turned around and said, "I am." Thumbs at himself. He's bowling his idol Don Griffin today. We're having fun now. We're finally a little bit awake here in the booth.
I'm not awake at all.
Donald Griffin, Pete says. It's nice having Pete here this close in the booth.
Right.
Maybe we'll have a tournament one of these days where Pete's just mic'd up the entire tournament, just commentating on stuff that's going on around him. We check in with him.
Hey, Pete, what do you got down there?
We're bowling against some guy I've never seen bowl before, and he just went runaway Brooklyn. I don't know if he's so good.
Yeah.
I'll keep you posted. I'll watch him throw a few more shots. I think his name's Bob, and he said he was in the chat at the last tournament.
Yeah, he works for UPS.
We're making up stories now, Pete. Don't mind us.
Yeah. If one more guy double jumps me, I'm putting my street shoes on and we're out of here.
Did you say the Barra's team defeated Turbo Tech?
Yeah, the second game they did.
So, yeah, that's a clarification on that.
220 to 2-0. What is the... I'm hearing this term clip more and more. What is that? Can you explain that?
For just like talking about like a scoring pace?
Yeah.
Oh, they're going at a 220 clip?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's like that's the pace clip. So,
yeah.
Spare strike for the rest of the game would be the clip. So, they're on pace they're going at a 230 clip.
But I've heard that.
Did I use it today?
No, I've just hear it more and more, and I don't really care for it.
We're okay. Well, we don't have to use it.
No, not you. But then I've also heard it used in the context of somebody's telling me what they bowled. I don't know. I just don't understand all its usages.
Well, next time you hear it, we'll use it in a sentence and we'll figure it out.
All right. I just don't want to use it if I don't understand how to use it.
Oh, no, that's fine.
So you only use the word clip if it's a possible score. But I could have swore I've heard people use it when they tell me what their score was. I had a 230 clip the third game. I shot 232.
Shea Bittenbender gets a strike, so it's spare
I don't know.
turkey for InsideBowling.com, and Anthony Lacaze is stepping up to match for solid 9. Their spare double. Lacaze bowling 4th, Weber bowling 5th. So you're Brad Miller, Lindenwood University student from Raytown, Missouri area.
Right.
And you walk in this morning and you're anchoring against Mike Shady. And then you move over to another pair and you're anchoring against Michael Fagan.
Yeah.
And now you're anchoring on another pair against Pete Weber.
Okay.
Updated scores here, Doug, just hot off the press.
And Brad Miller has no problem with any of the situations you just told
No,
me.
he doesn't. As a matter of fact,
He's happy.
Fagan was just walking through, and Miller didn't even get out of the way. You go around me.
You go around me. I'm trying to shoot the 7.
But Solid 9 Pro Shop sits up top. They're extending their lead. They've got about 170 pins over Team Barris now. So we do have new leaders this morning. Third place Team Wolf sits 200 pins behind Team Barris. Joe Who's moved up nicely. They've swept both matches. They sit at 11,996, which is 50 pins behind Team Wolf. TurboTech, Turbo201, InsideBowling.com. TFJ, which is Tommy Jones' team. Huge Midgets and Team Shepherd rounded out. Team Shepherd and Team Wolf are the only teams to not win a game yet. And there are 2 teams undefeated, which is Joe Who and Solid 9 Pro Shop.
Pete up on the right lane. Falls out of it a little bit. Doesn't matter. It's 10 back.
And, you know, this is the pair yesterday where this team, when they came through, they shot 920, their lowest game of the day.
Right.
And we just got done watching Turbo 201 really struggle on that lane 16. Pete looks really good this morning. He's drinking his coffee. He looks awake. Probably got plenty of sleep. It's decaf.
Yeah, well, I didn't feel that way.
No.
Felt like I was at the World Series of bowling, just getting done bowling for the TV show, and then coming back at 7:30 for roll call.
He says he kind of feels like this is the World Series of bowling, he just told us, and that he just got done bowling the night block, and now he's back in the morning for qualifying on a different pattern, and he's here for roll call. And there we see that lane 16 continue to hook and continue to bite teams in the bottom. I mean, this 16 is just a doozy.
I'd like to give a shout out to my parents listening live in O'Fallon, Missouri. Lorraine and Larry. Love you guys. I'm trying to get my mom to hook the HDMI cable up to the laptop and just put it on the big screen. But they're watching it on the laptop, so they're enjoying every minute of it.
I love Larry and Lorraine, and they are great parents, and they actually help us out at our IB Open every year.
Right.
They're part of the welcoming committee and the check-in committee, and I'm a firm believer that when the people turn in their score sheets and everything and they check in, it's always nice to have a couple of really genuine, nice people to talk to. That way, if you're fired up, you had a bad block, you know, it calms them down a little bit. It's almost like a spa. Your parents are almost like the spa of the bowling tournament.
Right.
You just got your shoulders rubbed and your ego stroked because they just think everybody's so good.
Right. And
they love every bowler. They appreciate every ball thrown and every pin knocked down.
Right. What's going on? Why is everybody looking around? I think they're...
Everywhere we go, though, it's us. Oh, that is sweet. Those of you that were looking for scores from qualifying, if you refresh your browser and you go down below, you will see there are all kinds of tabs available now. You can go and look at the roster. You can go look at after 5 games. You can look at after 10 games. You can go and look at the details from the first 5 games and then the detail after the first 10 games. So you get a chance to go through and see each block. So all the scores are updated down below on the tabs, so you can go through and check out your favorite player got here today. Maybe a scoring update here. We'll go across the pairs. We'll start with 15 and 16, which you've been watching. Inside Bowling, our team against PDW Solid 9 Pro Shop team out of Decatur. Right now, you're going to look at Chris Taylor up on lane 15. They're working on a double here. He's got a chance for a triple. They've got 269 left inside bowling.com. Pete's team, 235 max score. It's a big shot for Taylor. Fortunate just to leave the 3 pin, so that match just got a whole lot tighter. Jump over here to 17 and 18. You're looking at Mac here, Mark McDowell. His team just came off a bad game on 16. They're on the pair just to the right. 17, and there's a strike for McDowell. They've got 84 now in the 5th with a strike up in the 6th, and they're bowling against Casey Murphy and Tommy Jones and those guys. Murphy's team has 106 in the 5th with a double, and Murphy's up on the approach now looking for a triple. So Tommy Jones' team has about a 22-pin lead there. Murphy with a strike extends the lead. Steve Richter's in a must-strike situation here on 17. And then over to 19 and 20. And actually, I apologize. All the bowlers are such good friends. They're all standing around each other. Tommy Jones' team was actually standing behind 18. It's actually Chris Sand, Murphy, Hester, and Fagan, and those guys actually have the lead here. Tommy Jones' team is over on 19 and 20, bowling against Joe Hu, who's undefeated. And right now, Mark Henninger is bowling for Joe Hu. They've got 131 in the 7th with a spare up and now a strike in the 9th. So they've got 211 left. And Jesse Buss is up in the 10th frame. They've already got him locked out. So Joe Hu is going to lose their first match, or their first game, I should say. And Buss has a big game left for him. 258.
Can't see it there, but Shea Bitt crumbles the bucket in the 9th frame for our IAB boys. They're on the on a 240 clip.
You're loving it, huh?
They're on a 248 clip.
And if I'm seeing this correctly, Doug, on lane 14, it was Huge Midgets, 267. And Barra's team needs to strike out for 196. So Barra's team not getting off to a good start this morning by any means. Tournament leaders coming into today, and they have dropped a second and may continue to fall even more. But InsideBowling.com is trying to help them out by trying to defeat Solid 9 Pro Shop team as Brad Miller leaves the baby split on the opposite side of the lane, the 2-7. Miller now, 228. Weber up in the 10th frame, 214 left.
Hold on now. This ain't over yet.
This is not over. Weber, you know he's going to get this one. There's 10 back for Pete.
To convert the 2-7 on this pattern with this friction could be tough.
So Miller is going to need to pick this.
So you go straight or hooking it at it?
Or does he just need to get one, Doug?
Is it one for a tie?
And he just gets one. We're going to find out right now. Miller, 216, did lock him out.
Okay.
Sorry for the math there, folks. It's early. We should have known that. 216, so InsideBowling.com is going to defeat Solid 9 Pro Shop. That's their first loss of the day. They're not used to losing.
They don't like that.
I'll tell you, InsideBowling.com's got to go over the tougher of the two lanes, lane 16. And if they can muster up and beat them on lane 16, they may be a force to be reckoned with all day today. Because 16 is not easy. And I didn't see what happened on 11 and 12. It's really out of our range. Turbo Tech is bowling Shepherd's team. And I'm going to go down there real quick and find out what happened that first game.
Sounds good. Now Pete on his fill ball here in the 12th. Covers that up. So that's a 204 to 216.
It was 244 for Shepherd's team, Turbo Tech 212. So Shepherd's team gets on the board with a win there.
Good look at Mike Fagan with his red hammer there on lane 18.
We talked to him yesterday, remember, Doug? And we were talking to him about nicknames. And, he's got a couple of them, the Argyle Assassin and the King of Swing.
Right.
And he prefers King of Swing over Argyle Assassin. But we asked him what he likes to be called because people make up these nicknames. And he said that his name's Michael Fagan, and that he likes to go by his nickname, which is Mike Fagan.
That's correct.
So, Mike Fagan, this one's for you, and It was good seeing Mike, and there he is. He's having a great conversation with Mark McDowell. I would imagine the conversation's going something like this. You know, Mark, I really admired you bowling in the 80s, and I enjoyed watching you bowl on TV. And Max saying, well, I've watched a few ESPN telecasts, and you've got a great game, a great physical game, and I've always been a fan of yours watching you on TV. And Mike's like, the ladies, they like me. I'm a charmer, and I heard you were a charmer back in the 80s. And Max says, oh, yeah, but I got a good family now, and I'm happy, and Christian faith and everything. And, good luck out there, and I hope we beat your brains in. Yeah, well, I hope we beat your brains in, too. Okay, well, good luck the rest of the day. Or something like that.
I don't think it went anything like that.
No, probably not. It was probably like, hey, can you believe what time we got out of here last night?
Did you guys get any sleep? Yeah, we got a little bit. I got some steak and shake and just ate it in the hotel room. I'm kind of hungry again. Yeah, I'm hungry too. You thinking about throwing urethane on this pair? Yeah, I was thinking about it. How's that red hammer working for you? I'm still using it, man. Yeah, I made a lot of money with that ball back in the 80s. But yeah, well, I'm making a lot of money with it today. You're up. Go bowl. Mike Dole says, Don Griffin, you go Brooklyn. I'm going to throw it good, and we're going to capitalize on that break for an early double. Let's see what Chris Taylor can do here on 16. We'll try and get the camera to the left bay while these guys finish up. IB is going at a 300 clip.
On the tough lane, lane 16. That is not an easy lane.
Because the two lefties struck, so we'll see what the righties can do now. I'd say it's 3-1 odds that Chris Taylor goes light. I look for a big game out of Solid 9 Pro Shop with them coming over to 15.
Yeah, they open with the first three. They mean business. They're not messing around. Brian's been working very, very hard this morning, and it looks like he's got standings up. After the 4 games this morning going across the ticker.
3-bagger for CT. Now we got Shea Bidd up in the 4th.
They did. Team Wolf finally won a game. They won it against a big one, too. Turbo 2-1 right here. So Taylor did get the strike, huh, Doug?
Yes, he did. He went half pocket. It almost went light, but he got a handful.
Here's Lacaz. Ooh, runs over the rack for a 7. That's the opening that Inside Bowling needs to see. Shea Bittenbender. Shea and Lacaz are both kind of from that same, kind of in the same boat. They both went to schools where there was another player that got to bowl anchor a lot, and they were kind of the 4-hole guys. They were kind of the setup guys, leadoff guys sometimes.
Shea didn't. Shea almost left the same thing on Stone 7, but his kicks out late. Team IB with a 4-bagger.
Is that Kloss over on 14, Doug?
No, that's Chad. What are you talking about? Oh, 14? Yeah, that is Chad Kloss. That's the younger of the Chad Wreckers.
They can't seem to get anything going. I could just see a lot of just disbelief in that 9-penny just left. Now here's Miller looking for the first 5 for InsideBowling.com.
Nice.
Wow, they are making lane
shot.
16 look easy.
They're making some shots here. This is a big shot for Don. He went high. I guess Runaway Brooklyn tripped the 4. Don is left-handed, so you don't want to trip the 4 out from the left side.
Here's our man Pete Weber.
Pete says, "Don't get me on this lane."
They are making this pattern look pretty freaking easy.
Hey, Pete's got that old school Norm Duke mentality, whereas you miss me, you miss against me, you lose. That's the type of mentality he's portraying for his team as well.
We try to be the most interactive online bowling streaming telecast, whatever you want to call us, bowling channel, television, whatever this is, but we try to give you the most information.
Good shot
look
for
at Griffin.
Donnie. He is pumped.
Here in the chat they say this Brad Miller kid can certainly bowl. And yes, he can. I will be honest, though, that Brad Miller occasionally in the college environment, the party environment, can let the college life overtake the seriousness of the bowling side. That's why I think that it's really important to get a good mix of guys, the veterans and the young guys like Miller. Miller is about as calm, cool, and collected on the lanes as you will see for a young man. He's in his early 20s, 22 or 23 years old, Miller. Collegiate first team All-American.
All right, vying for a 7-bagger.
Oh, that's it right there. Front 7, Mike Dole.
Just one frame at a time.
Dole's from Chicago?
Yeah, he's in the Rockford area now.
Okay.
Running a pro shop.
For Cliff Barnes, friend of Inside Bowling.
Right.
So it's front 7 for InsideBowling.com. They have defeated Solid 9 Pro Shop, Pete Weber's team. They were undefeated coming into this pair, and to see these guys bowl on lane 16, which has been tough. We watched the Turbo 2-1 team just shoot 170 on it with Shady being perfect for 4 strikes. And to watch our boys out here do this.
It's been low scoring all weekend.
Yeah,
Not
it's
just
pretty
today.
unreal, but they cannot let up because the pedal is down to the metal for Solid 9. Solid 9 actually is going at a 279 clip, as you would say, Doug. They got 279 left in max score for Inside Bowling. They're perfect. We could get our Baker 300 here.
Big shot for CT here. He went half pocket strike in the 3rd. I think he stays where he's at. I don't see any reason to move here and just make a nice clean shot. There's plenty of friction out there for these guys. Little left to target.
Little left.
When you bowl in St. Louis, when you need a big shot, you know you can miss left and still hit the 1-3.
Yeah, well.
Unfortunately.
Now here's Rokita. What's he going to do? Is he going to get the strike here and get the momentum? Yes, he is. And they got a lot of crowd here, a lot of cheers, a lot of supporters, big fan following.
This is a makeable spare for Chris on this right lane with this friction and the way his release.
The bad part of this spare, he's got the 9 with it.
He left the 9, didn't he?
He sure did.
I had 2 or 3 participants getting my view there.
But now let's not count them down here just because they just opened. Shea Bittenbender can go up and strike, give Miller a chance in the 10th frame. They still got 265 left. Lacaze now needs to strike to apply the pressure to InsideBowling.com. And Lacaze gives it right back. 4-6-10 for Lacaze. Shea Bittenbender is like a shark. He smells the blood in the water.
Yeah, he does. This isn't the first time Shea's had to go up and throw a strike on Lacaze with their Saginaw Valley Lindenwood days.
Oh, and he wrapped 10s, which is still a great shot. His teammates are applauding here.
That's a good point in the chat. Solid 9 did change their lineup. I think they flip-flopped. Has it gone Camden, Lacaze, Weber?
Yeah, it is.
Time, so they must have flip-flopped Corey.
Corey and Rick.
Yeah.
Get you an update on these other pairs. Obviously, watching our boys here with inside. Oh, my goodness gracious. Bittenbender misses the 10 now. So now it's a tie ball game. Every time I try to move away from this match, I just can't. We're going to stick with it here. It is all tied up. Brad Miller again faces
Pete.
an incredible task.
We might see some fireworks here.
Oh, yeah. This is for 100 bonus pins, too. So it's
for the LU boys, or IB boys.
It's 214, 214, 244 max scores. And again, Miller sits back and lets the anchor for the other team throw first.
He says, Pete, you go. Yeah.
Pete gets the first one.
Pete likes to, with my experiences of bowling with Pete, he likes to post the strikes.
Yeah, he does.
Whenever he's on TV, I asked him about that. He said he likes to be the first one done, whether he likes the left lane or the right lane. He wants to be the first one done. He wants to have his score posted and tell somebody, hey, you go beat me.
Quick score update for you, TurboTech. It's going to be 2-0. They're going to be defeated 222. So it looks like Shepard's team is going to get the sweep down there, Doug, over TurboTech.
First shot for Brad.
Brad gets the first one.
I heard somebody behind us say lucky.
Yeah, somebody behind us just said that was a lucky shot. If anybody's been watching the coverage and has seen lane 16 and how hard it is to even get a win on lane 16 is nearly impossible. We're a little biased because it's our home team, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't know about luck.
Good shot for Pete.
So Pete gets the double there. So now Miller needs to answer. I'm sure Bittenbender's thinking back on that 10-pin. Not giving his anchor a lot of help here. Being that guy in that 4-hole.
You just asked going, not to interrupt, but you just asked going in this game, I wonder what happens when they tie. And this would be a tie that would...
This is a huge deal here.
Shot for Brad. A little better footing this time.
Oh, and he gets it. And now that one's lucky too, they're saying back here.
Yeah, it's okay.
Turbo 2-1 shoots 170 on this pair. So Brad Miller answers PDW. Who do you think you are, Pete? I'm Brad Miller. Welcome to the Brad Miller Show. So now Pete, it's important that he fills this up. I've seen Miller not get fills very often. So.
Brad's probably going to change balls.
Yeah, he did yesterday. Pete gets them all, so we got to get the clarification on the rule.
Should I raise my hand? All right, Brad up in the 12th.
It's 12.5. 37.5, 12.5. That's right. There's 100 bonuses out the window if you tie.
Yeah, they said they're doing half points.
Unofficially, from some folks here in the crowd, it looks like it's going to be 37.5, 12.5 if Miller strikes. So Miller goes through the face there. And that was an exciting match.
Yeah, it was.
Everybody kind of stopped to watch that match, too. If you notice the pair just to the right here, Fagan's pair, Fagan's team and a Turbo team, they actually took some time there to let them finish.
That was some good sportsmanship by those guys. They wanted to let them get up there and finish their match.
And again, let me just say, Mike Shady struck in the 5th on lane 18, and now he's thrown the first one in the 10th. They've got 2:33 left. And another barn burner. Oh, my goodness, he stone 8s. Mike Fagan's got 2:34 left, so we had a possible 2:33, 2:34 here. Shady finally leaves something. He leaves the 8, runs over the rack, and now Fagan throwing this red hammer.
We've been saying it all weekend. We have the best chat room in all of bowling. And we've been updated again that it looks like Dave Barris and Chad Moss also had a lineup change. and
Thank
they
you.
flip spots. So
Thank you, chat viewers, for letting us know about that. We really appreciate that.
King
Here's
of swing.
Fagan. Needs the first hit. He gets it.
Yeah.
So Fagan needs 9 after this, and they're going to get a win. And it looks like they're going to get a sweep here over Turbo 2-1. And it's getting kind of congested down here right in front of us as players are moving around to get their next matches underway. This is the only match that is bowling right here in front of us. Every other pair has not begun action. You're watching game number 6, the conclusion of game number 6 of 20 games this morning. It's 10:43, so taking a little more than a half an hour a match.
Yep.
Pacing themselves a little bit.
5 o'clock. We'll be done.
I think we'll be done a little sooner than that, but I hear what you're putting down. Fagan 4 pins. So now he does need to convert this to defeat Turbo 2-1, 223 to 222, and get the sweep. If he were to flag this, that would cost them
12 and a half.
70 pins.
Oh, 70 pins.
Let me go get a clarification on this rule. What's that? No 100 bonus, or no 50 bonus. Right. And then there's no sweep of 50 extra.
Still unofficial, but on a tie, both teams will get their 12 and a half, and the bonus, the extra 50 pin bonus, is also excluded.
Doug, it's time to strap in again. It's time for wall-to-wall action.
Yeah,
one
we
more
are.
time. Got clarification on that rule. It is 12 and a half if you tie, so no 50 bonus. So Carter said that next year he didn't really think about the ties. Next year it'll be 30 and 60 bonus. So if you do split, it'll go 15-15, so you don't have to deal with decimal points.
Right.
Brian, how you doing down there? Doing good?
He said, leave me alone. Bless you, Mike.
Thank you.
Now let's see what these guys do on 15 and 16. We had 4 200 games between the two teams with 240s there by Solid 9 and IB.
Okay, so we'll get you up to speed here. You're watching Huge Midgets team here on lane 16. Scott Newell, you saw him win a PBA title on Extra Frame, if you're a subscriber to Extra Frame. Do a great job over there. They got a great product. I'm a subscriber. I think it's worth $6 a month to be able to watch bowling. It's the very best bowlers in our game. And to be able to watch the cream of the crop, I don't have a problem paying $5 a month, whatever it is. It's a cup of coffee, really, is all it is. And Mike J and Jason Thomas do a great job trying to bring into coverage. I've been out there and worked with those guys before, and I know what great lengths they take to try to present the best thing they can with the best product they can with the materials and the supplies that they have out there. So hats off to them. And of course, George Brown III is on this team as well. Interesting seeing George, because growing up I saw him make plenty of TV shows, and he's lost some weight, looks quite different. Great guy, though. Had a chance to catch up with him yesterday a little bit. Really a nice, soft-spoken gentleman. And they're bowling against Brett Shepard's team, and Shepard's anchoring his own team. Shepard's been throwing the ball really good the last few months, he's told me. He's also bowling with Antonio Medina, one of his very good friends. Antonio Medina actually got to go out to the World Series of Bowling and participate with all of his friends, Mike Wolf and everybody from back in the Louisville area. Took him under his wing, hung out with Fagan and those guys a little bit too, and made a run at a TV show. I think he finished about 8th on one of the championships. Might have been the Viper or the Scorpion. I couldn't remember. But Antonio Medina actually texted me one day over the summer, or maybe it was early spring, and said, "Did you know I'm eligible for Rookie of the Year?" So Blanchard obviously got it and was the shoe-in, but Antonio Medina was just so flattered to even be considered for Rookie of the Year and be on the ballot. So, young up-and-comer. And Steve Novak here, one of the best animated USBC college bowling tournament high-stakes action player. He's got a hell of a game. Really solid approach, solid look. And Novak is throwing the ball as good as ever. Love watching him play the gutter. Unfortunately, this pattern doesn't allow him to do that. And then over on the left, you've got Brian Goebel be creeping into your screen. Joe Hu, we saw him last night roll off 3 o'clock in the morning here. They tied for the last spot with Jody Westner's team. And they're bowling against TurboTech, which is Jeff Carter, Tom Adcock, Jason Queen's team. And just to the left of them, that you can barely see, you'll just see ball reaction on that pair, but you've got Tommy Jones' team is taking on Chris Hester's team and Mike Fagan. So that's a pretty good match down there on the end. I wish we could bring that to you right here. And we'll move over to our pairs over here to the right and get you up to speed what's happening here. We're getting a look at Mark McDowell pick a 4-pin over there on 19 and 20. It's the Turbo 2-on-1 team bowling Pete Weber's team, Solid 9 Pro Shops. Right now, they're in the 5th frame, each one of them, and they're about tied. They've got 80s or so in the 5th. We'll keep you updated on what's happening over there. And then last but not least, 17 and 18, we've got Team Barris, who have not been able to sweep anybody as of yet. They're bowling InsideBowling.com, who just came off probably one of the most exciting matches of the day right here in front of us. And InsideBowling.com has 9 spare, 8 open, and now another 9. And Barris' team is rolling with the first 4 8 spare strikes. So the InsideBowling.com guys are in a little bit of trouble here. I figured coming in, if you could sweep 3 or 4 of your matches, you were going to be in pretty good shape. Standings after 6 are scrolling across your screen. They're already updated, folks. And we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at those as they come back through. Thank you, Doug, for getting me a beverage.
Not a problem.
Appreciate soda with a lid and a straw. Much appreciated.
Maybe we got about $25,000 worth of equipment sitting here. Don't want one Pepsi to crash and burn us.
Here we
Oh,
are.
it's doing that thing again.
I know.
This is making me want to do some bowling. I might do some practicing tonight when I get home. Lindenwood's still struggling here as Miller chops the 3 off the 3-6-10. And 2 opens in 5 frames. They need a big back half of this game here.
Look at Rokito over there.
What'd he do?
Just struck, and
Oh.
the whole crowd went nuts over there. Pete's continuing to drink his coffee.
Decaf.
Team Barra's here. They got 2:58 left. Big game for them. Inside bowling just 70 in the 5th. As I got up for a second, moved over, I hear out of the corner of my ear, "Come on, Anthony, right here, right here." It's Pete down there cheering on his team.
Oh, yeah. One of the best teammates in the business right there.
Pete gives a yes, sir, down there to Anthony Lacaze, high-fiving now.
Oh, yeah.
Even high-fiving the wives and the girlfriends.
Oh, yeah. There's not a bigger cheerleader for you. When you're bowling good and he's bowling good and you're bowling good together, he gets pumped. Almost sometimes too pumped up. I got to stay away from him. Because you get so fired up. You know, he's going crazy. Like a couple little kids down there. Mike Dole says, "All right, guys. Down and, you know, you want to move me to the 1 hole, that's fine. I should probably be bowling 5th. I'm the only one striking."
They moved him to the 1 hole?
No, he's the 2 hole. They're going lefty, lefty, righty, righty, righty.
So Turbo 2 and 1 are going to fall to Solid 9 Pro Shop. Weber's got 213 left. Shady just 188.
Ooh. Big break there for Chris on the double 2-8-10. Trips out the 2-8 late.
We're going to move over here. We're getting a look at Jack Laffey. Shot 300 yesterday. It's 172 for those guys, but 223 for Brett Shepard.
Huge
his
midgets.
team. And big score over here. Turbo Tech 258, but lose to Joe Who's 276.
Pete doubles in the 10th. They have the biggest fan base here today. Camden's from the Springfield area.
Another high-scoring affair on 11 and 12. Mike Fagan's team, 268. Tommy Jones's team with Jesse Buss up in the 10th here. looks like is going to be in the 220s from my vantage point, Doug. So Fagan's team, big game, 268. And also Joe Hu shooting 276. We'll keep an eye on that. Over here, Barris' team is already in the clubhouse with 246. Bittenbender strike in the 9th there. They're going to have to strike out. Miller's going to strike out for 199, which would be a pretty big save. You see that 8-pin that was just stuffed over on 16. That was Steve Novak.
Those are good. They're underway in game 2 over there on 19 and 20. Mark McDowell says we're not going to stand around and Jimmy Jolly about what just happened right there. Let's get over here and keep going.
It's a long day of bowling, and you got to avoid disastrous games, and you got to be able to capitalize when you can. Every shot matters. On a personal note, I've had my earbuds. One of the earbuds doesn't work anymore. I've had my camcorder. My component cable won't attach to it now because I believe it needs a solder job. And now this morning I go to plug in my laptop with an Ethernet cable, and it's not recognizing any Ethernet cable, and I've switched out the cable. So that's the kind of week I've been having. Everything that I have to use and that I utilize is all broken. Oh, and my cell phone cover case broke. So now I don't have a case for my cell phone. All this week. It's been about an $800 week.
Just checking out one of my new friends on Facebook. Their pictures.
Oh, man. Oh, look at that. Oh, man. I didn't even know what you were looking at there. Oh, jeez. What's that pickle's name, or the cucumber's name?
Ouch Barda. Look up Ouch Barda on Facebook. Mark it on your calendars. This show's going on the road again in 2 weeks. We'll be up in Dubuque, Iowa. Good thing we worked that tournament around a fantasy football draft and a company float trip.
Looks like we just got a friend request from Joe Bush's wife. Or maybe not. I don't know. I just saw the Bush up there, but that wouldn't make any sense. Doug, you want to take them through bonus pins? We've got a question here in the chat about bonus pins today.
Yeah, so the bonus pin situation is, they bowl one game for 25 bonus. If that team that won the first game goes on and wins the second game, not only do they get another 25 pins, but they get a 50 pin bonus for sweeping the match. So there's 100 pins at stake out there if a team can bowl and win both games, which can keep this thing close and keep everybody in it.
Let's try to get you a scoring update pair to pair here. We'll take you through here. It's early in the match here inside bowling.com versus as Antonio Medina shows me his suspenders, he brought them with him today. See if he actually puts them on. Team Barris here. Early underway action here. And then over on 19 and 20, obviously we've got the Turbo 2-1 team, and there's Mike Shady continues to strike, bowling against Pete's team. Shady now with a strike up in the 5th. They have 86 in the 4th with the strike working. Pete's team 68 in the 3rd with a strike from Lacaze in the 4th, and Pete's now up in the 5th bidding for a double. Comes in light. He has been tripping out to 2/8 on those light hits quite a bit, so that match is pretty much up for grabs. And over here in front of us, 15 and 16, as Brett Shepard's team struggling on lane 16 a little bit. They've got 56 in the 3rd with a strike working in the 4th, and then Brett just left at 10 pins, so they'll be around 90 in the 5th. George Branham's team, the Huge Midgets, they have 66 in the 4th with a spare up in the 5th. Branham's going to bowl here in the 6th, so it's a pretty close match there right now, close game. And Baldridge team, who just had a big 270 game, struggling a little bit on the right lane. Open, strike, open, spare. Turbo Tech, 89 in the 4th, strike in the 5th. Adcock throwing a 7-pin in the 6th, so about a 30 pin lead for Turbo Tech there early on 13 and 14. And out of your camera view here, really, you just see the pins over on 11 and 12. It was Mike Fagan's team had a big 260 game. They've looked like they have 70 in the 4th with a strike up. Or actually Fagan getting ready to throw. Actually had a split, I apologize. So they're going to be in the around 80 in the 5th, and Jesse Buss, you'll see him come into your screen. Jesse 2-8-10, so that's anybody's ball game down there too. And now Corey Kistner gets a strike, and all of a sudden the whole gallery erupts down there. Doug's got himself a nice sandwich up here in the booth. Novak's still talking about his 8-pin he stoned over here on 16 a little while ago. Says the key to knocking down the 8-pin is you have to have the ball hit the pin. Because you cannot count on the 5-pin to take the 8 out.
If the ball's hitting the 8-pin, it's going to start leaving 9s.
The IB boys made a little change. They got Shea Bitt in the 5-hole now.
Uncharacteristic of Riggles there, misses the head pin. You know, I wonder how much experience Turbo 2-1 has bowling Baker.
Well, let's go to their bio sheet and take a look.
All right. You go ahead and grab that. 78 viewers here. You're watching the Mary Teubner Team Challenge match play portion. We're in games 7 and 8. 7 completed. They're finishing up game 8 right now. Mike Flanagan and Doug Lakey alongside me here. Top 10 teams are cash. In first place, $8,500 today. We haven't talked about the prize fund one bit. Last place, $750. They get their entry fee back. Second place is about $4,100. So a little more than double between first and second. So got 20 games today we're presenting to you. The ticker at the top of the screen gives you a scoring update through 6. Things are going pretty quickly here. They're moving right along. So after this game, we'll have another set of matches, and then we'll be halfway through our day already, Doug.
Sounds good to me. We're giving you wall-to-wall coverage. There's a lot going on. Pretty fast-paced games. These Baker matches.
Want to welcome in T.O. Husker. It's nice meeting you this weekend face-to-face. Appreciate all that you've done for coming in and participating in our chats. It's always nice to have you in there, Tony. Thank you. It was so funny just a little while ago. I said, you know, I think Joe Bush's wife has requested us as a friend on Facebook, and she sent a message over to InsideBowling.com and responds with sister. So it's a sister.
Oh.
Thanks for joining us today. We'll make sure we get you some Joe Bush coverage. So it's Mike Shady up in the 10th frame here for Turbo 2-1. They've got 186 left. Weber already cruising. His team can shoot 229. They're going to sweep Turbo 2-1. And InsideBowling.com trying to avoid the sweep. Pretty close match. If Joel can convert here, it's 127 in the 6th, and if he converts here, he'll have a spare in the 7th. Team Barris, 123 in the 6th, spare in the 7th. So it's a 4-pin match there. If Barris' team can win there, they're going to get 100 bonus pins. So their every shot counts. Brett Shepard's team just got, it's Christmas early. They have a match gift wrapped here, 163 for huge midgets, and Brett now just needs to mark. They have 150 in the 9th. He just needs to mark and fill 14 pins, and they're going to get a sweep here. 15 and 16, he gets 10 back, so they're going to get the sweep. They're just going to get 100 bonus pins. And huge midgets trying to get a huge run going. That is not the right way to do it, and that kills a lot of momentum for them.
We got a close one here on 17 and 18 as well. Strike up for CT in the 7th. That puts him at 147 in the 7th. Strike up in the 8th for CT versus Dave Barris' team. They have 142 in the 7th. With a 9 spare in the 8th. So close match here on 17 and 18.
And down on 11 and 12, it was Fagan's team had a big game, 260, I believe it was. And now Fagan's team can shoot 191 if Fagan fills it up in the 10th. Jesse Buss now on Tommy Jones' team, that's who they're facing on lane 12. He's got 201 left here in the 10th. You'll see him creep into your picture. So this is a big sweep opportunity for Fagan and his boys as they can shoot 191. So Jesse Buss is going to have to double And a 7-pin is going to stop him from doing that. So that's going to be a sweep for Fagan's team. 100 bonus pins. Do the math at home, folks. They're moving on up after not winning games early this morning.
Looks like PDW's crew got the sweep as well, 220 to 160.
Yes, they did. And Dallas Baldridge now is looking at 170 for his team if he can spare this up and strike. And they're going to be